Are we seeing a collapse in the CDMO market? Not exactly. But there are definitely diverging strategies afoot. An increasing number of companies are consolidating, cutting jobs and closing sites due to overcapacity and rising costs. Meanwhile, other companies are scaling out with precision into high-growth therapeutic segments and technology-forward manufacturing. So in this executive brief, we're going to look at both sides of the equation. What's driving the consolidation and retrenchment? What's fueling the expansion? And how the industry is emerging with new paradigms in manufacturing that promise greater agility, innovation, and resilience. Okay, let's start with the bad news. What's driving consolidation and retrenchment? We see three key factors at play. First, post-COVID overcapacity. The pandemic drove a surge in demand for vaccines and therapeutics, which led to significant investments in manufacturing capacity. But now that demand has eased, many companies find themselves with more capacity than they can effectively utilize. Second, portfolio rationalization. Many companies are streamlining their portfolios to focus on their core competencies and high-value activities, leading to divestments and closures in certain areas. Third, regional cost inflation. Labor shortages and increased demand for specialized skills have driven up wages in some regions, making it more expensive to manufacture there. Companies are responding by relocating operations to more cost-effective locations. Let's take a look at some examples of companies that are consolidating. Resilience is cutting about 105 jobs in its Florida plant and scaling back its Durham, NC operations to refocus on advanced therapies and high-margin platforms. Emergent Biosolutions is closing its Baltimore plant and its Canton, MA plant and exiting CDMO services altogether after expanding aggressively during the pandemic to support its COVID-19 contract with the US government. Quality issues also contributed to this decision. Now let's look at the other side of the coin. What's driving expansion in this sector? We see three primary drivers. First, the surge in biologics and sterile demand is transforming the industry landscape. With more complex products requiring specialized manufacturing capabilities, companies are expanding their offerings in these areas to meet growing client needs. Second, nearshoring is gaining traction as companies seek to reduce supply chain risks and increase agility. By establishing local presences in strategic regions, companies can respond more quickly to regional demand fluctuations and regulatory changes. And third, technological specialization is also a key driver. Companies are investing in new technologies and capabilities to differentiate themselves and offer innovative solutions to clients. This includes process optimization tools, advanced analytics, and automation technologies. Some companies leading the charge on expansion include Samsung Biologics, which is investing $1.5 billion into its Plant 5, and its total investment in Biocampus is expected to reach $5.8 billion. This expansion will help Samsung expand its global market reach and increase its capacity for monoclonal antibodies, which are used in many biologic drugs. PCI Pharma Services has invested over $365 million in sterile injectables and antibody-drug conjugates, and their strategic acquisitions of two companies will enhance their prefilled syringe offerings and combo product capabilities across the US and EU. So what does this diverging activity tell us about the future of the CDMO sector? In our view, it signals an emerging paradigm shift in biomanufacturing, what we call scale-out biomanufacturing. Instead of building a few massive centralized facilities and trying to do everything for everyone, scale-out biomanufacturing involves creating smaller, modular, and rapidly replicable units close to where the demand centers are. This approach offers several advantages. It provides greater flexibility and speed, enables geographic risk diversification, and it scales more predictably and cost-effectively. Some companies are already embracing this model. Cytiva's Flex Factory, for instance, consists of biomanufacturing platforms that can be deployed in months. They have been deployed in Singapore, China, and South Korea. Similarly, Lonza's Ibex Solutions and Visp Switzerland offers plug-and-play modular suites that can be rapidly deployed for clinical to commercial scale with minimal rework. WuXi Biologics is another company pursuing this strategy. Its global dual sourcing model involves creating identical GMP-ready facilities in China, Ireland, and the US to enable seamless scale-out and to mitigate risk for its clients. We're also seeing an increasing number of companies leverage AI to drive efficiency across the CDMO value chain. From process optimization and simulation to predictive quality and yield control, automated supply chain and inventory forecasting, and accelerated molecule to market timelines, AI is proving to be a game changer. For example, Sanofi uses AI-driven simulation tools at its Framingham site to cut cycle times and increase batch success rates. Digital twins are also being widely adopted. These AI models use historical and real-time data to create virtual representations of bioreactors or other manufacturing equipment to simulate and optimize performance. This reduces the need for costly and time-consuming trial batches. In fact, one tool used by Sanofi was able to eliminate up to 50% of trial batches, saving valuable time and resources. In conclusion, the CDMO sector is not collapsing, but it is evolving. Those who embrace digital infrastructure, modularity, and specialization will define the next decade of contract manufacturing leadership. The industry is moving away from a purely transactional model towards a more strategic partnership model where CDMOs work closely with their clients to develop and commercialize their products. Companies that can adapt to these changes and provide innovative solutions will thrive in this evolving industry.